And stalling. Okay. Alchemist, say what you say again.
Okay, so I think a really interesting version of this game where you're building a city would be where you have a version where you have to build a city, but you have to build it to survive a kaiju attack.
Now, funny enough, if I recall, I believe one of the Sim cities had like a cheat where if you enter in a code, essentially a giant kaiju like Godzilla would come by and just walk through the center of your city, tearing
Nice.
everything up.
In one of the Sim games or Sim City specifically?
One of the Sim City games, I believe.
Like, could you actually build stuff
Yeah,
to stop
Zed, you
them?
can look it up. No, because I think this was just an Easter egg.
Sim
Okay, you see,
City.
that sounds much fun. But, like, imagine if you actually had to build a city where you could put in
I
defenses, a wall and stuff, and
Kaiju.
not see if it could repel
and
the kaiju or not.
Alchemist, you do not know how much I want that to be the case with this game, especially when they released the DLC, natural disaster DLC, because you can do things like build.
So on the Sim City wiki, it says monsters are another devastating disaster in the Sim City series. It's been in multiple of them.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and it's literally just a random disaster that happens in the games.
Because with this one, I like when they released the natural disaster and they had the disaster response unit. They had these awesome um like radio towers where you could broadcast emergency signals. You
Nice.
this is completely built in where like you could just have a giant monster show up, the emergency broadcast signal go up, and people gotta get to their bunkers, and then I almost want to say they do have some types of walls. They're more flood walls and stuff like that. But you
Right.
could just modify the flood wall to be anti-monster wall.
There you go.
So
But yeah, wouldn't that be a fun version of the game?
I have been hoping that Paradox would do that with this game. I don't think they ever will, but I had just
That's
been
the point.
hoping they would do that with this game because this game would. I mean, that's the only way they can go from this game at this point because they've already put in almost every other little thing into this game.
Right? And again, I think it would be kind of interesting. I mean, let's see if you could actually build a city that could withstand a kaiju attack.
I mean, the fact that you can build these little emergency shelters and bunkers all over your city for people to evacuate into whenever there's a disaster. You can easily just make those kaiju fallout shelters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it practically writes itself. Oh, by the way, was it just me, or did like in the movie Shadow Arm Fox, you were mentioning how often the arms of Kong kept changing from
Yes.
normal to like long and broken.
Yes.
Did anyone else notice like that the size of Godzilla and Kong kind of changed every now and again?
Well, that's a constant for all Godzilla movies.
Right? Just like 1 minute they seem much bigger, and then suddenly the people are smaller, and it's just like wait a damn minute here.
Yeah,
Something's not fitting here.
that's a constant for all Godzilla movies. They never did start to nail down his size until you get to the more recent like 19 oh geez like I would say until you get out of the Showa era of Godzilla and start getting to the legendary era of Godzilla in the 1990s, 1980s and 1990s is when they
Yeah.
actually nail his size down to he is this big for this movie.
Yeah, that works. Which one thing, as fun as the campy ones are, I do like. Well, that's something I like about the old Godzillas more than the 2014 Godzilla on is the actual look of Godzilla. Like the 2014 version, I don't know why, but he looks so much like a crocodile for me.
And to be fair, that's what they was going for.
Yeah, no, I know that's what they were going for, but it irks me a little bit. I don't know why. Just because the look of the original Godzilla is just it's so iconic. Even with the big eyes, the dorky one with the big eyes, it was very iconic. But I really loved when they got later on to the look of like kind of Godzilla 2000 or Godzilla Total Wars, the way he looked there. That was always
Oh,
like,
when he was he looked more like a wolf almost.
yeah, like Zed. You've never seen the Godzilla from Godzilla Total War, right?
Oh, but I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, look it up and take a look at his face and tell me that doesn't look a bit
I,
better than the 24th. Well, I think it looks better.
I
But
think it would be you, Zed do Godzilla versus Olga, ORGA, I believe. That was I think that was one of the first movie where they nailed down that design of his face,
yeah.
if memory served correctly.
Yeah, defer to Shadow R Fox. He's the bigger guy than Godzilla fans.
The fact that I know all these series,
Yeah,
that I know the time periods of each film.
Yeah, like,
Okay,
I have.
what did you say I should look up?
Godzilla versus Olga, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Olga and not Olga. Olga, ORGA, I believe is how you spell it.
Yeah.
God dang, I didn't start the damn time again. Turn around to see.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's him.
Okay.
That's Godzilla fan. I mean, what do you think?
No, that looks a lot better.
Yeah, doesn't that look terrifying and intimidating as hell?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell based off of the image and everything as well that, like, yeah, they're still obviously the costumes, but it does look a lot better.
Yeah, no, that's what. And I like that version better than. I don't mind the 2014 version that much, but I do still like that original one better. So that's where it's a little off-putting because they did an amazing job with like King Ghidorah and Mothra and what's the giant pterodactyl, Rodan?
Rodan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodan.
I mean, they did an amazing job with those monsters. So like the only one I'm having a little bit of problem with is Godzilla, and that's just because of the look they're going for him, which you know they've done it well. It's just it irks me a little bit. I think it's just because I grew up with that.
Well, I
version.
mean, we saw the more realistic Godzilla. If you want to go Shin Gojira.
No. Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Zilla Matthew Broderick.
Well, no, they bought again. Toho bought the right to that monster just so they could rebrand him and make it clear that was not Godzilla.
And kill him on screen.
Yeah, and kill him. By the original Godzilla.
That was the important part.
Oh man, Zed, if you think that movie was crazy, remind us to show you Godzilla Final Wars.
Oh, now that's a nutty ass movie.
I like it. It is by far one of my favorite Godzilla movies because for once they realize the people are just boring as shit, and it's hard to write a compelling story with people when you got giant monsters fighting each other on the screen.
So they literally just make a movie.
They turn them into the Power Rangers.
Yeah,
I kid you not, Zed. They turn the main human cast. They say they're mutants. And they give them essentially Power Ranger level powers where they're jumping, like you see them jump into Megazord type deal, and they're firing guns that you would expect the Power Rangers to wield.
I can work with that.
And so
then they get Godzilla to fight a whole lot of monsters.
Yeah, it was literally like a Godzilla boss rush, the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melee fight of all Godzilla things, and it was great.
We're a human guy. We're a katana. It is batshit insane, but it's great because of that.
It's so much fun. Highly recommend that.
Because I think I got that one actually saved. I think I keep that one saved to my hard drive just because I always love seeing it.
Nice. Hey, we all have movies that we absolutely adore. I mean, like, I enjoy the Hammer horror films, but that's me. Because nobody enjoys the Hammer horror films anymore.
And because now, with the new Godzilla, it's looking like, I hate to say it because I'm the biggest Godzilla fan out of the bunch here, but it looking like they're probably going to kill Godzilla because they've been dropping hints that they're going to kill one of the kaijus in the Godzilla vs. King Kong. And the fact that Godzilla's license to Legendary Studio expires with Godzilla vs. King Kong, so it goes back, Godzilla rights goes back to Toho. you know, it's all building up to make it seem like they're going to let King Kong be the winner, so that way they can keep going with the kaiju universe, but have
Yeah.
King Kong be their main, you know, monster
Which
hero.
you're a big Godzilla fan. I get that, and it would be a bummer for me too, though. I do like this version of Kong. I
I
mean,
like him.
it's still Godzilla. I
That
mean,
that's why I'm not
he's
throwing that
iconic.
much of a because when I was a kid, I threw the biggest bitch fit with with Godzilla losing to King Kong.
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, again, it's Godzilla, and that's back when he breathed fire. I mean, now he breathes freaking radiation, for God's sake.
Well, no, he's always breathed radiation.
Yeah, you're right. They had, 60s technology. It didn't look like radiation.
Because I think that
Now,
was also the bad dubbing, because that could be just one of the version where they didn't say it, but like he was always supposed to breathe atomic breath. Like it's
yeah, no.
always been defined as atomic breath.
Oh yeah, no. I think they just made it. They didn't specify it very well in Kong versus Godzilla. I think mostly just so they could keep the line. It's like fighting a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that was a great line. Like Zed, you even mentioned that. You were like, "How is a giant monkey supposed to defeat a fire-breathing lizard?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, you got a point. I mean, in the end, they
Well,
had.
because it was like the first time they encountered each other in the movie, they were wondering like why Kong was afraid, and I'm like, you do realize there's a fire-breathing lizard who's causing explosions right in front of him, right?
I like how Kong was taking one look at him after he breathed fire. He was like, "Nope, I'm
You're like,
out."
you're like, you guys
Yeah,
are
like
crazy.
bye, I'm done.
I'm going back to my island. Fuck you guys.
It's like, piss off. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
You're the ones who kidnapped me in the first place. I don't even like you.
I know. It's like, nope, I'm not. Hey, I ain't fighting for you, asshat. I'm out of here. Berry juice and island, here I come.
With the almost naked women, yes.
Yes, exactly. The almost naked blackface women.
God dang it. So it seems.
Hey, well, bear in mind, it's only racist when white people do it.
Fortunately, yeah, that is how that works.
It's sad that that's so true.
I don't think enough black people actually watch. Well, you know what? To be fair, I don't know what ethnicity they were trying to rip off with that movie, so I don't know if I could be offended by it.
Well, to be fair, we've seen how Japan actually thinks black people are in America.
Oh yeah, with the Godzilla Final Wars. So.
The pimp.
Oh my goodness, we don't speak of that. Jeez and crap. That's super that was so racist. That was like a new level of racist, even for Japan. God dang.
Oh, that was hilarious. I didn't believe you until you actually showed me it. I'm like, oh dear God, wow, that's racist.
And that was the most modern Toho Japan before Shin Gojira.
I know, right? It's like, why does Japan get a complete pass on their racism?
Not enough black people watch it.
Decent enough reason, I guess.
That's actually an interesting. Not to bring up demographics, but that's like, is Godzilla mostly a white people thing?
Like are you referring in America?
Yeah, in America.
The name Godzilla.
Like, who's Godzilla's biggest audience? I've never actually thought about it before.
Males.
Well, duh. Of course, it's males. I mean, girls aren't gonna be. I mean, it's a giant It's a giant atomic breath breathing lizard.
I think it's pretty evenly spread across all of them.
I've never thought about it before.
I mean, I think it's pretty evenly spread for the most part.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, I guess more white people. I don't know.
I don't know either. I've honestly never thought about it.
Because see, Godzilla's one of those fan bases that never really gave much of a damn about what ethnicity you are. It just we all like giant monsters beating the crap
Oh
out of
yeah,
each
no,
other.
I know. But the reason I asked, the reason I was thinking about it now is because, well, your joke that not enough black people watch it to be offended. And I'm like, is that actually true? Like, I
Um,
wouldn't think that was true. I would think everybody be into Godzilla. I mean,
I don't.
you know what? I don't
Not
know.
not
Maybe.
for the old Japanese version. No, not. I don't think a lot of black people watch enough of the Japanese. And to be fair, Godzilla Final Wars never really made it stateside in like theaters and stuff. So like yeah, to be
That's
fair,
true.
the only people who would have seen, like you gotta remember where a lot of the Godzilla movies that become popular, it's the ones that get released in theaters.
That's
And
like
most
Godzilla 2000.
yeah, and most Godzilla movies get sent to VHS and DVD. So yeah, for a lot of them, unless
Any
you a lot of the people who would have seen it would already been fans of Godzilla, so they already would have known about this crap.
That's true. Yeah. No, it's interesting. I've never actually given it any thought before. That's why I was kind of just thinking out loud.
Most people tend to try ignore it just
Yeah.
because it's gonna spoil
It's
it.
Godzilla. It's fine.
It's gonna.
And they're not going to be there for very long. They're going to focus on the monsters pretty quick.
I'm thinking about the I'm thinking about the
I-
new one, because the new one they seem to be hinting from the trailer that they get King Kong on the boat using that deaf mute gale. They've already dropped a huge spoiler with the toy line and reveal one of the monsters that's like probably going to be the main antagonist of why they both fight.
yeah, which makes sense.
The fact that they dropped the toy is stupid, though. I don't know how they made that mistake because the second they reveal that monster, everyone knew it was going to be
It all
the
made perfect
antagonist.
sense.
It
Like, I mean,
all filled in.
It's the same with Frozen, with Disney when they dropped the coloring booklet that had the whole damn plot of Frozen 2 in it before the movie even came out. And it's like, really, guys? Just, really?
And here's the thing: people already seen that monster in the trailers. There's a point where you can kind of make it. There's 2 points actually you can make it out.
Yeah, I know. I looked at. I wouldn't have noticed it if I wasn't looking for it. But after it was mentioned, I'm like, they wouldn't actually put that in the trailer. Then I started looking. I'm like, yep, there it is.
And then there was a second point where you can see, indirectly see the monster because there's a diagram in the background.
Right.
And I'm just like, well, you pretty much reveal who the main antagonist is because they're standing in front of a diagram of that monster. So it's like, I know that guy's probably going to be the bad guy now.
Yeah, I mean, they could not have made it more obvious.
Now, that being said, they're going batshit insane with all the other stuff. Like, the Hollow Earth theory they had in King of the Monster?
Yeah.
If you saw that part in the trailer where they look like there's hovercrafts and stuff, that's the Hollow Earth. They're underground in the Hollow Earth.
It could work. I mean, if they're gonna go big, they might as well go as big as they
Yeah,
can.
no, they're going complete loony toony with the Hollow Earth crap.
I mean, it could be fun.
That's apparently where King Kong's gonna get his axe. Or at least
Again.
that's the biggest theory.
Again, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking for. I don't want them to let Godzilla lose. I hope they come out to like a draw, or they leave it open ended or something. Because
Yeah, just not have Godzilla flat out die.
I don't want him to die.
I don't feel like they're gonna kill King Kong because it's like that's something that they actually own.
Yeah, I feel they want to keep this going because it's been making. Let's face it, the monster universe, the with Dr. Jekyll and the Mummy, that fell flat on its face.
Oh no, that completely fell through. I mean, Ugh. You all saw the Mummy movie. That was awful.
Oh, I never watched it.
I
I
didn't
watched
see it at
it.
all.
I actually watched that movie. That was awful. I mean, the whole movie was basically saying, "Look at Tom Cruise." Like, I don't care about Tom Cruise and a goddamn Mummy movie.
I like the original. Well, not the original, but the Oh, which one was the fun mummy with the Scorpion King? The one before the Scorpion King.
Brendan Fraser one.
Yeah, that's the one I prefer. That's my exposure to
Well,
the
yeah,
first
because
mummy.
those were good.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite one. Which that's what's always bugged me. Like, what is the nostalgia critics' problem with those movies?
Well, I mean, the Scorpion King I can understand.
Now, the Scorpion King, I understand, but the original Mummy, what the hell's his problem? The
The-
original Mummy was fun and it was entertaining, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Did he have to
I
talk
mean-
shit about the
Oh yeah, no, I watched his review. He talked complete shit about it. Like, you can tell he finds it, like, while he enjoys it, he finds it really stupid and at best a B movie. And I'm like,
Well, I mean,
that deserves better grade than a B movie.
that
Come
seemed
on.
like how he find most movies nowadays.
No, that's true, but like, he also said that he thinks he would have been better if anyone else but Brendan Fraser had been in it.
No,
Like,
I think he did a good job in it.
I liked Brendan Fraser in it. I thought he did a great job. So I don't know what his problem was, but what actually bugged me though was that he was talking about how much of a masterpiece the original Mummy movie was with Boris Karloff.
And
Now,
it seemed
I'm
slow
assuming
to
that-
me.
Yeah, have you two seen it?
I've never seen it
No.
because it seemed too slow for me.
Yeah,
I still
I've
haven't really seen. I know I've seen some of the Mummy movies with Brendan Fraser's in them, but I don't remember them that well, and I don't think I've sat through the whole thing.
Oh no, the original Mummy movie that the nostalgia critic was talking about, which he's saying was the classic,
The
so
black and
great
white one.
version
Yeah, but I know I haven't seen the original.
from the 1940s, and I've actually seen that one because I watched it. I remember watching it like when I was a teenager and not liking it much, but after hearing like the nostalgia critic talk about it, I went back to see it, and I'm like, well, maybe I missed something, but you know what? It's not that great of a movie. It's actually, in my opinion, one of the worst Universal movies because I mean, it's slow and honestly, it's nonsensical. Like, they basically just try to repeat Dracula, but they never actually define the mummy's powers. Like, one minute he kills by magical chanting, the next minute he kills by fear, and then it's if you ever watch it, it's actually a mess. Now, to be fair, I've never seen the Hammer horror film version, which I really want to, but I haven't been able to find it. But for the original one, it's not a good movie. So that's why I don't know what the hell he's talking about, because I've watched it. I did not like it. And you
I mean,
guys
I think
know,
at that point it just comes down to personal preference.
yeah, it is down to personal preference, because I actually really like the original 1940s Dracula with Bela Lugosi. I mean, I really like that version, but yeah, so I don't know. But to be fair, like, the nostalgia critic's just burnt out anyway, so let's be honest.
Yeah,
By
that's what I
this
was
point,
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's so sick of that character.
I still remember his video where he's talking about how burnt out he was with the Transformer movies.
Oh, yeah. Like, he won't even review them anymore.
Yeah, because he made the same joke.
Like, 3 times?
I mean, can't really blame him because it's Michael Bay do the same bloody thing in every freaking Transformer movie.
And yet still people go see it.
Of course, people are gonna see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like giant robots fighting, but even I got sick of it.
See, here's the thing. They put the CG that he used for the Transformers. It's too messy with all the moving gears and stuff. It looked like just a collage of watching someone slam two toys together really, really fast.
Yeah, which is a shame, because the first one was actually... I liked the first one. I'm not going to lie. I thought that one was pretty good.
I like the first one too.
Well, that's because everything was original the first time, and then he just copied the first one over and over and over again.
Yeah, but
Pretty
also,
much.
I think Optimus Prime, for instance, looked better in the first one. Like, if you look at the first one versus the way he is now, he looks significantly different. And that's where I think you're going with the whole too busy thing, because, he added too much to Optimus Prime to the point where it's like, it's so many gears and so many workings and so many pieces of metal that you're just like, oh my god. That's where I'm going with. Like,
Yeah.
it's been too much now. I mean, honestly, it felt like Transformers should have been a standalone movie, but
It
I
should
mean,
have been.
what got me
I
the
remember
most.
I watched the second one, and I think I liked it when I watched it, but thinking back on it, I'm like, why is this the plot line?
Well, what's
Yep.
really got me the most is Michael Bay love explosions for no reason. He just loved things blowing up in action scenes.
He
Why
does.
the
Yeah.
hell he doesn't just do Transformers: The Fall of Cybertron, where it's literally just watching the Decepticon and the Autobot kill each other in huge
God,
over the top violence. Why he don't do that is
See, but you're missing
beyond
the
me.
point. That would make far too much sense for him to do.
Because he wouldn't need to come up with a story. The story's already there. You know, the Decepticon hate the Autobot don't like the Decepticon. They're trying to kill each other for control of the planet. Boom. Have them fight each other.
he wouldn't
Done.
need to have actors playing part. I mean, he wouldn't need human characters interacting with machines or having humans do anything because he can just keep it on Cybertron.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would really be perfect for him. And, you know, it would be kind of a fresh take and a new story. It wouldn't be the same exact thing.
That was
So-
always drove me crazy. I'm like, why will you not do this? This is made for you. This is like a setup for you.
Maybe it'd just be...
Again, it would make far too much sense.
I mean, would it be too costly? All that I
No.
don't know.
Oh, hell no.
No, it wouldn't be too costly. Again, as I kept saying, it would just make too much sense for him to do it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, you know, I don't know how much it costs to make movies. I don't know how much it costs to do anything anymore. Ugh,
With the money they dump into Transformer movies, oh hell no, it wouldn't cost that much.
that's true. I mean, they dump lots of money and they make so much of it back. I mean, they have to if they keep making the stupid things. Or then again, maybe the Transformer movies have actually been bombing this whole time, and really the Transformer movies are just a way to move drugs.
Well, I know the Transformer did the Age of Extinction did bomb in China, which was their major market.
I can see that. I mean, didn't Mulan also bomb in China?
Oh yeah.
Of course it did.
I mean, it's pretty bad. When
Alchemist,
movies-
do you not see our Mulan girls only ground and bullshit hills? And
I
look
know.
at it right now, it's filled with garbage.
Pretty
They have a
much.
garbage problem right now. Just like the real Mulan.
Yeah, I do like how that movie went so out of its way to pander to the Chinese government. Even China didn't like it.
Here's the thing, I can't even remember the bloody movie. And we watched it together.
Lucky you.
I'm barely remembering it too.
I remember.
All I'm remembering is some of the bullshit chi deflecting moves, and that's it.
It-
I
like,
remember the whole damn movie.
I forgot that we even saw it until we started talking about it just now.
Yeah, no, I still remember. Lucky you, I still bloody remember.
No, I remember that we saw it, but again,
That's how
And,
forgettable the movie was.
Even our most paused moment was that arrow scene. Where they
Why?
shot the arrow behind the back.
yeah,
Oh, the shoot the arrow behind the back. I thought you meant when the witch sacrificed herself.
no,
No.
not that. I know exactly what he was talking about. The shooting the arrow behind the back.
Yeah,
That
because
made
I
no
tried to do
bloody
it.
sense.
No, because while that pissed me off, is the arrow behind the back thing actually pissed me off a bit more. Like, I'm not even an archer, but as a martial artist and someone who knows anything about physics, it pissed me off.
Oh, I'm actually someone who actively do archery. And
Yeah.
we had to pause the video while I tried to do that bullshit. Put the bow behind my back, do an inverted draw, and shoot the arrow.
Shoot 2 arrows, mind you. He was shooting 2
Oh,
arrows.
shit.
Yeah, no, we had to pause that moment quite a few times because you were trying to figure out his hand position. So yeah, no, I remember that. Like, lucky you guys, you can actually forget. The movie's still streaming through my entire head. Bloody memory. Ugh. Why can't that fall into the 10% that I forget?
I just find it funny because throughout the entire process of making that movie, how did nobody who had actually seen the original Mulan go, this does not look right?
Because Disney saw money and they went cha-ching.
Pretty much.
I'm aware Disney saw money and went cha-ching, but you would think that at least somebody in some group involved in that movie had
I'm,
seen the
I
original
mean, Zed,
and would have gone, "This is wrong."
they made the collective decision to get rid of Mushu. That alone
yeah,
told me they were gonna fuck up the movie.
yeah.
Okay, fine. I guess you have a point there.
I'm still wondering how the hell they managed to hire someone to design Chinese costumes, and they designed Mongolian armor for the Chinese
Oh
army.
my god, that was the other big fu moment. Was we were trying to figure out what time period the bloody armor was.
I'm not even as big a history buff as you guys, but I can tell from when you were explaining the time errors. I'm like, yeah, this is wrong.
Yeah, no, that armor though pissed me off because, you guys know I'm good with armor. I know armor, and that was Mongolian armor. And anyone who tells me differently, I just point to the headpiece because the headpiece of Mongolian armor is very, very
Descriptive.
specific.
It's very descriptive. You
Yeah,
can't miss it.
no, you cannot miss it. And well, it looks a little bit like Chinese headdress. I'm like, no, it's not. It would look like it casually if you weren't paying attention, but it's actually very distinctive. The two of them are very different. And the difference is basically that the Mongolian armor has the little head flaps that go around their face. It's in one piece. Chinese armor has it in like 3 flaps, kind of
Yes.
like a hat. It has separate parts and it's 3 flaps, where the Mongolian armor is one piece, and their armor was one goddamn piece.
Not to mention, I think the Mongolian is like more of a solid piece of metal with the. Oh, it's a hard leather, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No, it is.
The Chinese one is the one that 3 separate pieces of metal, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And they tried to put it in with metal bits, but that's also design of it was still freaking Mongolian, and I'm just going, why are they wearing Mongolian armor? And then I will have to give them credit. They did get the enemy correct, the Rahan tribe or whatever. That was historically accurate.
Yeah, that we had to look that one up because we didn't even believe that shit.
Yeah, no, that was actually historically accurate. I'll give them credit, but they look like Pirates of the Caribbean from Disney, and then they look like ninja assassins. I'm just going, no. Just no. No.
And let's not forget the Joy of Mulan. Have I not seen a broken character like that? I'm sorry, Argument. I know you like Rey, but Mulan takes the spot on Rey in terms of broken character.
No, she completely does. The only difference is Rey's actually, entertaining.
A likable character.
Yes.
I would say in the first movie, The Force Awakens.
No, in
Yes,
the first.
that's fair.
Because the Last Jedi and I'm not
She was
even gonna.
passable in those 2 movies, but the most likable was in The Force Awakens. Like I said, I'm always going to defend Force Awakens just because it was entertaining.
It had
And
the
to
most
be
potential.
Fair, yes, and to be fair, while Rey was kind of a Mary Sue, she did actually make mistakes in Force Awakens.
They just never came back at her.
Yeah, but to be fair, she tripped the wrong fuses and let all of the creatures out.
And then she completely solved it.
Off.
And then she completely solved that problem with no one being injured or killed.
Well, the entire bad guys were eaten, and Finn was almost eaten. So I'll give her a little credit. And also, she forgot to take the damn safety off the gun while shooting Kylo Ren.
I still will not excuse the fact that she learned how to do Jedi mind trick on the go like that.
No, that
that was like a big fu to me. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I get that, but before that part, she was actually pretty normal and likable. She did make mistakes, but again, I'll pass off the Mary Sue in The Force Awakens because at least it was still entertaining. But yeah,
we don't speak of Last Jedi.
Yeah,
we don't speak of Last Jedi in this podcast.
Like I said, I'm only defending Force Awakens. But let's be honest, Mulan took the cake for Mary Sue.
She had chi magic. She knew kung fu. At a child, she was doing kung fu shit. At least Rey never did that. Rey never went kung fu on us.
I know, as a child, Mulan falls off a 3-story roof and manages to kung fu her way down. I'm like, really? And did we even figure out what exactly Chi did? Because like they left it kind of open. Because all it seemed to really do is make you do impossible martial arts.
Pretty much. Wait, let me stop this part and